Yes, yes, oh yes, we're back. We're back, guys. We are back. Guys, as you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KI Culture Radio. It is the lovely Wednesday evening. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like and what's cracking like and what is cracking like in my dudes?
You already know, man. We living in God's dream.
Yeah, we feeling good, feeling great over here. I've been moving all day today. But other than that, I'm ready to go get down. So let's go, let's get it.
Hey, Joe, you ain't lying about moving all day today, man. I had a busy day. I think I came home, work, took a nap, work again, and then took a nap. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow, so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. There's also a special shout out for those right now watching us on Bigo Live and also TikTok. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. That being said, moving along to sports. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to the aspect of sports news?
Let's get into it. Let's go to the WNBA. Let's talk about Angel Reese. So when Angel Reese, she won the Women's Sportsmanship of the Year at BET, she got a lot of heat. And not just from Christian Shield, but a lot of people thought that, she was the wrong person to win that award, because of, how she's playing right now and how, she didn't win Rookie of the Year and everything. And you can see like a Coco Golf who just won the French Open, Sakari Richardson, who's keep winning and who keeps winning, and other female as well. And Angela Reese, she is feeling the heat because she's not playing well this year, and she just kind of wants some sympathy. So go ahead, clean. Play the second slide first, then play the first slide, and after that we'll chop it up.
Obviously, this is my third one. Obviously, it really meant something to other people today because it's me. And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have bad days. I haven't been playing well at all. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me. And I take accountability. I come in every day and try to be better than the next and better than the last. And I know my teammates trust me. I know they have my back. Ariel has my back through everything. And I just love that being a part of a team that I know really trusts me and trusts my work, and everything else is everything else. I'm just here just to come to work every day and go home. That's all I want to do, is just come to work and being able to enjoy my job that I love. People would die and kill to have this job. And being able to play with the best players in the world means a lot to me. I put my all in this. I do. Obviously.
This is a 23-year-old kid. And the amount of crap that she gets on a day-to-day, and she still shows up. So whatever questions y'all got about our team, basketball-wise, we appreciate it. But all the other nonsense, it's irrelevant. We here to play basketball and do what we do. We having a hard time right now at the end of the day. Just a 23-year-old kid who handles herself with grace. Her crown is heavy. So whatever else, y'all want to come at her for the way that she acts, she has to build the wall. She has to have the wall. Because if she doesn't, people will break her down. Not only just because of the way she looks, but it's because of the way she carries herself. She doesn't just walk around and act like, oh, I'm this. No, she knows who she is. And we ain't going to break her down for that. So whatever other questions y'all got, I'm hoping it's just about basketball. Maybe a box score question. But the kid's crown is heavy. Respect that. Can I say something? This is a...
So when it comes to Angela Reese, it all started, where she was at LSU, with the when she played Clayton Clark in the championship game, and she won, doing the wave and everything. That kind of becomes the female version of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. But now there's so much eyes on her on the WNBA of her trying to compete with Clayton Clark and everything. Sometimes it can get overwhelming for her too, and it shows with her play. And also, when she won the Sports of the Year BET, a lot of people is criticizing because they think they should have got to somebody else. But let's hear it for you guys. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on this?
See, here's the problem when it comes to the aspect of an Angel Reese, right? Right now, Angel Reese average about 10 points a game, I think 5 or 6 and close to 12 rebounds per game, which is pretty good for someone that's her age, especially when it comes to the aspect of the WNBA. Now, right now, she's getting a lot of ridicule because the simple fact is, remember in the Chicago Sky, they thought they were going to be at a certain level, but right now they're still at the bottom. They only won 2 games, Jordan, and lost 6. And the season still is opening. So right now, they are way at the bottom, and they're expecting them to be way at the top. Just like same thing with the Indiana Fevers. Right now, they're not doing well because Clayton Clark, she pretty much out. Well, with I think a hamstring injury. I'm not even sure. It's one of them injuries. She's out. She's out right now. So injury is tough. It's tough. That's what happened when you're in the media eye. And not only that, she also have her own podcast where she also featured Sexy Red and she was twerking. All image plays a big part. So if she wants to have like a good image, she need to walk in that good image role. Yeah, she's 23 years old. She's still a young gal. But at the end of the day, she's still a grown adult, and she just gotta suck up the criticism. That's just how life is. You can't stop people from criticizing you. It is what it is. Go ahead, Hakeem.
We're not giving participation awards. We're not here for that. This is sports. It's either you're a winner or a loser. No disrespect to the people who gave the award. I wonder if y'all glasses was on. Gold medalist, Simone Biles. Gold medalist, Sha'Carri Richardson. Heavyweight boxing champion, Clarissa Shields. If you wanted to keep it in basketball, you had A.J. Wilson, who has a phenomenal career right now. You had Flange Johnson, has great stacks. And I'm just saying, sportsmanship of the real. Matter of fact, I would have gave it to the white girl. The female Larry Bird. She's hurt and say, your crown is heavy. Grow up. Deal with it. A lot of us deal with this. We get up and we do the work. LeBron James, Magic Johnson, any and every person who plays sport have dealt with criticism, disrespect, and they went up and they played. That's how you become legends. They did not want participation awards. They won their shit. I land right there.
And I also want to say this, and this also comes off, having more eyeballs watching the WNBA and more people covering the WNBA. Like for us as Chaos Culture Radio, like we're talking about the WNBA from this year. We just started talking about this last year because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Usually, that means there more eyeballs going to be on you, like you, Angel Reese, which you're going to get a lot more criticism because you and Caitlin Clark, are y'all go at it. It started off in LSU. And and this is your second year, your sophomore year. We expect to see some big expectations come up your shoulders because, what type of player you are. Are you an outstanding rebounder? Sure, but when it comes to you're building your offensive skills, you have not done that. You haven't created a shot. You haven't, I see that you shoot threes, but okay, but you got to create a shot for yourself and everything. And like I say, right now she's in growing pains. The team's go on growing pains right now. She got new players around her. Some of the players that she had last year are not here this year, so they try to build chemistry on that as well. And also they got a new coach as well. So for the Chicago Sky, I think they're gonna be okay towards the end. They're just going through growing pains right now. But Angel Reese, when it comes to her, she's we looking at her. Her have that rivalry of her and Caitlin Clark. So she has to step up. Later on, during the season and everything, it's cool to have growing pains. Every great player has growing pains. They might have a weak stretch, which, they're not shooting well, they're not, passing well, rebounding well. But for Angel Reese, I do believe in you. She could do better, but it's just growing pains right now. And you winning that award, it kind of looks kind of bad because we saw other women should win that award. But other than that, Angel Reese, you'll be fine.
One last thought. I thought it was disrespectful that other girl, Ron, wanted to say she's a 23-year-old kid, but she's an adult playing an adult sport with grown adults. You want to switch and choose to be an adult or a kid to exhume yourself from responsibility. And to respond to why high, they say they want black athletes to work hard. We already working harder. We sweating, but we're not giving participation awards. Go ahead, brother.
Not that, but also shout out to American Creator, man, is in the building. Shout out to him. Also shout out to Jordan Herman is also in the building. A 22-year-old kid, but you know, if you was blessed with what she had, she pretty much was blessed. And now that shout out to Shay that's also in the building too. Happy birthday to her once again. You know, we celebrated her birthday last weekend, so shout out to her. Happy birthday on her being 21 years old again. No, but at the end of the day, she's a grown adult. You're 23 years old. No one should be able to call to you. It is what it is. That's part of being an adult. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along, Money makes the world go round, and money makes our pocket fat. So, Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Well, let's get into it. We like to talk about financial news up in here. So, we're going to talk about the 60-40 rule and the 40-60 rule when it comes from equities and fixed income. And Yahoo Finance really going to break down which one's the best by using the 60-40 rule or the 40-60 rule. So, other than that, Hakeem, go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Of the term 60-40, a mainstream allocation strategy dictating 60% investment in stocks, 40% going to fixed income or bonds. But our next guest says that a 40-60 strategy is paying off so far this year. Here with more, we've got Todd Schlanger, who is the Senior Investment Strategist over at Vanguard. Todd, good to have you. So explain why you're flipping the 60-40 on its head and how you're implementing the 40-60.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. The 40-60 is really a reference to our time-varying asset allocation strategies that we run, where we look at our expectations over the next decade for equities, for fixed income, and different parts of the market. And as we look out over the next decade, we see lower returns driven by higher valuations in the equity market and more or less normal rates of return for fixed income. So all else equal, we think investors can achieve a better risk-return trade-off by, underweighting equities, and then even within that, within equities and fixed income, there are parts of the market where our expectations are a little bit better on a risk-adjusted basis, where our strategy is tilted.
And so you explained these time-varying asset allocations. What are some of the misconceptions about this method?
Yeah, so I think the misconception is that it's, let's say, better or worse than something like the classic 60-40. If you're an investor who has a very long horizon, you're not particularly interested in, the current environment because you're a multi-decade saver. We think that static portfolio can be a great option for you. But the time varying really comes in when you're looking at the market and seeing that, hey, there are opportunities out there. There are risks that we can manage. And you want to position your portfolio to try and get that, better risk return trade-off over the next decade.
What is the composition of the Vanguard time varying asset allocation, and what type of rebalancing even do you have to consider with regard to that?
Sure. So we update it on a quarterly basis. You can find it on our website. Actually, we updated it in April, given the volatility. But we're tilted to value over growth, given the run-up we've seen in large growth stocks. Tilted to developed over emerging, given also very strong results in the fourth quarter in EM equity. And then on the fixed income side, we're a little bit longer duration and a little bit tilted to governments over corporates, given our expectation that rates will likely decline, at least at the shorter end, over the coming few years. And so all else equal, we think you could get a little bit better return with that diversification of the longer duration helping dampen some of the volatility that we're seeing in equities.
My assumption is that the 40-60 strategy would be for someone who's trying to perhaps remove some of the risk from their investment strategy. Is that an accurate assumption, or who would this be for?
Absolutely. So actually, as our most recent update, the returns between, let's say, that classic 60-40 and the 40-60 that I mentioned, they were more or less the same, slightly higher returns for the 40-60, but it's really about the risk and the volatility. So if you look at annualized volatility or the potential for drawdown in the portfolio, much more favorable for the 40-60. So it's really about, again, not necessarily just trying to maximize returns, but really managing risk.
Todd, thanks so much for taking the time here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about the 60-40 or the 40-60 rule?
On the 40-60 rule, I heard about it a long time ago. It's really a good rule if you understand how to use it and how to utilize it for your own benefit when it comes to wealth. A lot of people cannot be able to afford a 40-60 rule because the main problem is a lot of people are in debt. So the whole purpose of the 40-60 rule is to be able to utilize that rule to bring equity over a long and also a short period of time. So you have like a small portfolio. Some people will put like a lot of money on like certain heavy investment that's gonna stay there long term, and then on your short term, that when the 40 comes in, that when you put like your less minor like leftover money you do have left over, like sitting around the house somewhere. However, but the whole purpose is first you have to get out of debt to be able to do the 40-60 rule. If you're in debt, there's no way you can do it. There's no way you can do it. Nah. Go ahead, Akeem.
So one thing I want to say is there's many ways to invest, and go talk to a investment banker or a financial advisor. The 40-60 rule is just one of many ways of doing the thing, and it all depends on your funds and financially where you at, and how you allocate your thing. Me personally, I have a 3-fund portfolio strategy that I do. I invest in 3 funds. One is S&P 500, one is for U.S. large cap stocks, and the one is for an international. And I have a 4th one, but I don't count that in. It's a dividend stock. It's with Charles Schwab. And this is how I invest. But, I only invest a percentage of it. So it all goes to the 60-40 works for whoever, depending on where your fund's at. If you can allocate a large chunk of, your earned income, into that. So, hey, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's all about where you're comfortable at, and make sure, do you have the money to do a 40-60 or 60-40 rule? And that's all that matters in everything. And Ronnie is right. If you're in debt, it's not likely you can't mess with these things. But, if you're 20 years old, and, you were in college, or you are like a part-time job or graduating and starting with the career and everything, you have these options of building your portfolio and see how you want to do it and everything. Most of the time, people will fail. They might lose some money, but that's kind of the growth thing, and also the learning. Like, okay, I did this wrong. Maybe I could try something else and everything. And the 60-40 rule is like the most common thing to do. You just got to know how to do it. Talk to a financial advisor and to help you with these things. And eventually, once you get older, not to try to get money quick, get money fast in your 20s, but when you get in your 40s and 50s and you using the system, it could definitely work wonders for you.
But shout out to the lovely Sherry Bond and also to Bobby Bond. Sherry Bond said the best investment was paying off my home young. Yes, a lot of people are. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. I listen to him very, very religiously. His financial advice got me out of debt. I'm being on his financial advice did get me out of debt, especially during the time of the pandemic. That's the best way to be wealthy. If you pay off your home young, you will be wealthy by the age of before you hit 50. Most millionaires become wealthy when they pay off their home, and that's a fact.
That is
and
true.
that's why they able to invest in the S&P 500, the 40-60 rule or the 60-40 rule, because they have money they can be able to allocate. But if you have mortgage, student loan debt, of course I'm not a financial advisor. I always speak to a financial advisor about your credit card debt on car loans. You won't be able to do the 60-40. I'm just being honest. You just no. Get out of debt, folks. I think the now new American dream, guys, is getting out of debt. Real talk. It's not even buying a house no more. It's literally getting out of debt. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to the 59 people watching us right now all across the board, and also 68 people right now watching us on Bingo Live, and also shout out to those right now watching us on TikTok, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, you name it, all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along, hip hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news, big dog?
Yeah, so the Whip Nene rapper, what's his name, Silento, he got sentenced 30 years in prison for the 21 murder of his cousin at Metro Atlanta. And this case was going on for a while, but it's been breaking news that he has been sentenced for 30 years. I just see a video from Atlanta Fox News, so go all the way to the bottom. So you go ahead and play the clip, and after that, you chop it up.
Fact, Sherry. I'm my own bank.
You say it's to the bottom?
Yeah, it's the bottom. Yeah, it was. I was gonna play that one, but don't mute it. But there's new one that came out, so I just sent it to you.
Attorneys tell us that lawsuit is being filed in Gwinnett County, which is where the general contractor of that gangway is based.
And now to this, rapper Silento will spend the next 30 years in prison after entering a plea on charges connected to the murder of his cousin. The rapper, whose real name is Ricky Hawk, he's best known for the hit song Watch Me Whip. Well, Hawk pleaded guilty but mentally ill to voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and other charges. The victim here, Frederick Rooks III, he was shot and killed in 2021 in DeKalb County in the Panthersville area around 3 a.m. Hawk was arrested days after that shooting. Police say he confessed.
Watch as I realize I'm getting laid off from my...
Man, oh man.
Yes, yeah, he got the long ride, but you know, I'm gonna ride with you, Ronnie. Him pleading guilty. You think he should have got more time, or you think like 30 years is enough?
No, because he one of the according to different sources, they say he was battling against mental health issues for years, and then that one day, whatever happened between him and his cousin, transpired his mental illness, and then he just shot him. And not only that, but when he was at the scene of the crime, the police say that he had the same gun on him that he used to shoot his cousin. So it's sad to see, man. He was a young kid. I always want to know what happened to him, because I was like, he had a hit song and then he went silent. Because sometimes label put you on the shelf, but literally he was battling a case that I don't think nobody. I think it shocked everybody. I didn't even know he was in jail. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think mental health is very, very important. So I always tell guys, if you're dealing for any form of mental health, go see a therapist. If you're not able to see a therapist, chill with your homeboy and talk it out, man. For real, for real. Go ahead, Akeem.
So for me, brothers, oh my God. So for me, brothers, when I sit here and think about it, I don't think he should have got 30 years. He should have got the death penalty. When you know what you're dealing with, you go seek help. If you know you're a threat to society, place yourself in the care of the state. Be a ward of the state. Lots of times we think we can solve our problem. I pray that he gets some sort of peace and he seek redemption. But a family member's not here, a mother loses her son, a father loses her son. And this is why I tell people, be careful about up in that pole. You know what I mean? All it takes is a split-second decision and you won't be here no more.
For me, knowing that he has mental illness, I know if this was a white person, they would try their best to put it in the institution, and I believe that he should be in a mental institution because he has mental illness. I don't think he should stay the rest of his life there, but that's just me because when it comes to mental illness and everything, I think you put a mental institution. They do studies and everything of what type of things he was going through, answer their questions. So when they deal with stuff like this later on with somebody else, they can know what to do and everything. So, for me, it's he, like I said, if you give him 30 years in prison, that's fine. But me, I prefer he would be in a mental institution and him get studied on because I feel like a lot of black men, they don't when they do stuff like this and mental illness involved, they go straight to jail or get straight death penalty. But mental illness is out of question, when it comes to black folks. But me, I shouldn't think he should have went there, but he didn't, so he getting 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's doing 30 years, but it's just sad, man. It's just sad. It's sad to see, man, a young guy like that, his life is over that fast. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to the lovely Stephanie Walker. She said, hey, y'all, who you guys talking about? We were talking about what's his name? Was Silento? I think it was. Ricky Hawk, the one that got pretty much that was on jail, that pretty much got convicted for 30 years in prison for deleting his cousin. Moving along to other trending news, you already know. This is all we talk about. This is why I love Wednesday. This is why I love when we got all three on the panel. We're going to talk about trending news. So, Jordan, what's going on with Elon Musk? He apologized to Trump?
Yeah, so, last week he was going off for Trump, about, he was in the Jeffrey Epstein files and everything. And, talk about his tax bill will put us back into economic slavery, all that type of things. But he came out last night, admitted that he regret for Trump's attacking Trump about tweeting and everything, and basically he is apologizing to Donald Trump. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
So new overnight, Elon Musk backtracking. It's called the Big Beautiful Backtrack. He tweeted this out. He said, I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far. He didn't say which one specifically that he regretted. We have some ideas. You want to read through them, Brian?
It says, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Not a good thing to say. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be down 51-49 in the Senate. Really not accurate, but you did put a lot of time in Pennsylvania, Elon. We know that.
He said this as well. In light of the president's statements about the cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately.
And that's been deleted. He also said, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Now, these are our opinion of what he might want to walk back. We don't know what he wants to walk back.
That one was deleted, too. So, yeah, he also said that Donald Trump should be impeached.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows the president, he loves spirited debate. Even if you disagree with him, you can yell, you can scream, you can make your points be heard. But when he took it public and he started saying some of the talking points from the left where it was impeachment, Epstein files and all that, he lost a little credibility there, a lot of credibility. Now, I think they will make up, but they're never going to be as close as they were before because the president simply can't trust the guy now.
Donald Trump said that he thinks that he imagines that Elon Musk would want to talk to him. Listen.
On Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to me. I would think that. If I were him, I'd want to speak to me, and maybe he's already called. You'd have to ask him whether or not he's already called. But I'd have no problem with it.
I'll tell you he did.
Right. What does that mean, ask if he called?
I think he said, hey, he called me, but I'm not going to put it out there, but you ask him.
I don't know for sure, but I would say I'd have everything that he posted. You know what bothers him most? The attacks on the big, beautiful bill, because it temporarily halted the momentum they had in the Senate. So now he's got, this is my landmark piece of legislation. You better not hurt it. Remember, he blew up the debt ceiling deal that was done so they could move forward, and it delayed everything for 2 weeks. Every day matters. They got 3 weeks to get it done. And I think that if Elon could just stay out of the way and let the politics happen and the bill be defined, the president would be more than willing to talk after July 4th.
I definitely think they will make up. You have a guy who is used to leading a company, a massive company, wealthiest man in the world. He's not used to being told what to do. He's used to doing the firing. But in this case, he's dealing with the most powerful man in the world. And so I think that there was frustration there.
Skis.
Yeah, and he's mercurial.
Yeah.
He's a different kind of person. So,
but there's no way to turn it. He can't go Democrat. Everything that they stand for, he has come out against.
He won't go Democrat. He just didn't like the bill because it wasn't in his best interest for his company.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
So I've never thought Elon Musk was backtracking against Donald Trump because of him. But I have my reason why, but I'm going to save mine for later. But go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
Yeah, he backtracked it. The only reason why he backtracked it because I think he realized he made a mistake when he saw that he was losing a lot of billions of dollars and a lot of people would probably return their Tesla cars, and he was like, "Oh crap!" He was being emotional. He should have stayed at his stand, and he had some issue with Trump. He should have kept it in the back, not put it in the public. He spazzed out, and now I think he realized that he made a mistake. And of course, Trump is going to forgive him because that's his boy. Trump even said that like on like 2 interviews ago, he spoke about how that he knew Elon was kind of upset, but he was saying eventually they will talk. Then he backtracked and said he don't want to talk to him. Now Trump coming back again and say he's just open to it. But you know that's how people do their thing, man. You dealing with a different individual, man. Elon Musk is very wealthy. He is one of the top billionaires in the world. He just spazzed out. He's a human. Do you blame him? Go ahead, Ajay.
So for me, man, I love that he had to come back to go speak to Granddad. You can't talk about Granddad like that and not expect Granddad to just respect your elders. This is what it is. And, but there's a power struggle right now in Washington. So this is just aligns to what goes on. And it's all about money. And if it doesn't align with what they got going on, so be it. But Granddad got a plan to bring the country back together. How could you go against it? That's why I say if you not with us, you're against us.
Yeah, personally for me, I didn't think, Elon Musk, he didn't want to lose that government funding, which is almost like $38 billion. So I think, him had to think about that. Maybe wait a minute, because Elon Musk, like I said, most of his funds come from the government, so he had to think about it and he had come to apologize because if he didn't, he probably went off of Trump. Trump probably would have done something. Say, you know what, we're gonna stop funding you, Elon Musk. Your SpaceX, your Tesla. We're gonna stop the government funding and everything because Trump can't do that if he wants to, and that's why Elon Musk had to really think about it, and that's why he had to apologize. Me, Elon Musk, I would have kept that same energy, but I just know he just didn't want to lose that government funding, so that's why he had to apologize.
So you agree with Stephanie Walker? Was he like, Elon Musk should have kept that same energy? Don't backtrack, stay on it.
I agree, but sadly he didn't want to lose that funding, so that's why he had to backtrack.
And Richard say, Trump donated to Kamala Harris in California. Yeah, you got to keep it in mind. Trump was a Democrat at first. Then when he went for president, he went Republican. People fail to realize that Trump was first he was part of the Democratic Party. He didn't like the direction they were going. Then he became Republican. Then he became president. That's just how it is. That's how politics works. But shout out to you guys, man. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all code. We do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to the 70 people watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Of course, we're heading on to the Diddy. Jordan, what's happening when it comes to the aspect of the Diddy trial? What's the update?
So here's the it has to be really fireworks this today. The defendant cross-examined still Jane Doe. Hopefully they'll be done by tomorrow. The defense is argues he was a willfully participated in Combs' lifestyle. Question her about that, and also one of the jurors they was thinking about kicking out for a lack of candor. So one of the jurors, the judge didn't like, and they see the possibility try to kick her out and everything. And also, they cross-examined her about reading love messages from to Diddy when it comes to text messages and everything. So, and also the defense questions her about her personal agency and relationship with Combs. So right now the defendant is really digging in onto Jane Doe. They still go cross-examine her tomorrow, and then after that, I think it's either this Friday or next week. The prosecutor should be done with all their witnesses, and then a week after that, we should be seeing Diddy's defense team start bring up their witnesses to testify, so it can help Diddy in the case. So go ahead, Hakeem. We have a small little clip, so go ahead, play it, and then we'll chop it up.
Girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs under cross-examination in a sex trafficking and racketeering trial, testifying under the pseudonym Jane. Combs' lawyers are trying to counter her testimony about trauma and forced sex, arguing she benefited from the lavish gifts during their relationship, including designer jewelry and handbags. Combs has pleaded not guilty, says he never forced anyone to have sex. ABC News contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joining me now live. Brian, the defense argues that Jane was a willing partner in all of this. So, how convincing is their argument?
Yes, okay, we started a little bit late today. We started at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and so we haven't really gone that deep into Jane's testimony. What we've got so far is that the defense on cross-examination is showing numerous text messages and also asking Jane questions about her participation in these hotel nights, as she described them, that showing text messages where she initiated conversations, wanting to have sexual relations with Sean Combs, and even showing that there were instances where Sean Combs said that she did not need to participate in hotel nights. And in 2022, there was at least a 2-month stretch where there were no hotel nights, and it shows that there was this back and forth, and she did have some control and consented to some of these relationships. I think it's trying to show a different side from what we saw in the government's case during direct examination, where they showed these text messages, but she was allowed to explain her feelings behind them, not just the messages themselves.
Got it. So we've also learned about potential problem with one of the jurors now in this case. What do you know?
So juror number 6 is a 41-year-old African-American or black male who, during voir dire, said that he knew some of the facts of the case, but he could put that aside and still consider the evidence in this case. Now, it seems like the AUSA or the government has come forward and said that there seems to be a lack of candor. Now, lack of candor is a very legal phrase. It doesn't necessarily mean that a person is lying intentionally. It could mean that you are omitting information, both with or without intent. Like if someone was to ask you, what'd you do today, or what'd you eat for breakfast? And they just said, well, I only had one piece of toast. Them neglecting to say what they drank or whatever it may be is not necessarily a lie, but it could be considered lack of candor. So there's a broad sense as to what this could be. But Tenny Garagos pushed back on the AUSA's reference to the lack of candor and said, this is a thinly veiled attack to try to knock off another African-American juror on the jury. And the judge is going to listen to both sides, see what the issue is, and ultimately decide if an alternate takes juror number 6's spot in this case.
All right. We're tracking it right there with you. Thanks, Brian. And for more on the trial.
So, yeah, so go ahead, Ronnie, man. They still on Jane Doe, and, Diddy's defense team, they're trying to do what they necessarily do to plead his case. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
See, the prosecutor failed to realize. That's why I can't wait till the defense go, because then we can hear the defense side. When it comes to the aspect of the prosecution, there's a lot of holes within some of these people's stories. Now you have Jane Doe, who are allegedly saying that she did have a relationship with Diddy. She didn't want to have that type of relationship with Diddy. So if we have someone like that saying that, is that racketeering? Is that sex trafficking? It doesn't prove it. It just making the defense team even stronger when they come around the next term, which is next week. So it doesn't look good on that aspect of that. And now when it comes to the aspect of the jurors, people got to fail to realize, remember, Diddy trial been trending for a very, very long time. When they did jury selection, they got to realize that most of these jurors going to know about Diddy and the Diddy trial. That's why some of them were trying to get on that, trying to be one of the jurors, because they already knew that there was going to be a high profile trial, just like the O.J. Simpson trial, and they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of history. So this one right here, it doesn't surprise me one bit. To me, hopefully they don't let that juror go because it's already like mid to the crowd, so it doesn't to the trial. It doesn't make any sense to let that juror go. It really doesn't make any sense at this point. But everybody fail to realize that these jurors will gonna automatically have their expectation about Diddy already because they saw the Cassidy story that went viral a couple of years back. Everybody knows about it. Go ahead, Akim.
I've been saying this. It's been a quagmire of a situation with this whole Diddy case. The facts are disturbing as far as that they're able to just have this go to trial, to be honest with you. Because what this looked like is consensual transactional sex. And there was nobody forced here. People was able to leave. And, they're railroading him. Now, mind you, I always say this disclaimer. I'm not saying he's not a deviant. I'm not saying he's not a bad guy. I'm not saying he didn't ruin lives. But as far as saying racketeering and trafficking, that's not it in this case. That's not it. I'm going to land there.
Yeah, I remember when we first started doing this case, we was thinking about, where the tapes at, where's the celebrities are at, if they was involved in the freak off, and now we hear, all that has been debunked and everything. And now we're seeing a picture of, Diddy would have a polyamorous relationship with multiple women, like a millionaire with a billionaire with Diddy and everything. And him has he is a very high level freaky man, and he likes to do things. And the thing is, it's like, he has he has multiple women, like, okay, you will be my freak off. Okay, I'm gonna have a baby by you, or I'm just gonna fly around town with you and everything. We have fun and everything. So we're getting into depth, of how did he roll. To me, like I say, he is a menace and everything. We heard about it from years how what of a menace that Diddy is to work with, and now we're seeing what type of menace he is when it comes to relationships and everything. And he does have a problem. But when it comes to this case and everything, I'm trying to bring him down and everything. The prosecution, coming from the feds, I would thought they would do a really, really good job. But when it comes to they bring the people to testify, and then you got Diddy's team come and poke holes in that. It's just like, okay, Diddy probably does have a chance to get out of this case and everything. So I think the longer that the prosecution have Jane Doe, it's just to me the worse it is for the prosecution, because to me, you should have her on a couple of days and that's it. But you trying to extend the length of her putting it on the stand. That gives a better advantage for Diddy's team to kind of poke holes and kind of debunk it as well. So to me, I'm ready for her to go, and I'm ready to see a new witness that the prosecutors come on, because we found out that Diddy's still paying her bills, and personally I believe if Diddy would have walked out of this, I think she would still roll with Diddy. That's just me, but yeah, for me, I'm ready to Jane Doe to go and find another witness to come testify.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to all the new subscribers that's in the building. Thank you guys so much for being here, even though some of you guys are trolls. We don't care. We don't mind the troll. Y'all go ahead and have your fun. Just be respectful at that, and you won't be banned from the chat. That's all. You can like us, disagree with us, we really don't care, but just don't be disrespectful. You are disrespectful in the chat, you will be gone. Boom. Moving along. So, Jordan, what's going on with Ashton Hall versus High Show Speed? You muted, Jordan.
Yeah, so this is a big race, especially on ISO Speed stream. So Ashton Hall and ISO Speed had a big old race today, and it was huge, a huge race, especially if you're watching on ISO Speed stream. So
yeah,
we do have two clips, Hakeem. So let's see who won the race, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Close to 500,000 people watching it. That was big screen.
What I say? You slow. You a fraud. He a fraud. Say go. I'm out.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Is there? Oh, is there?
There's another one too.
Yeah, he responded. Yeah, Ashton Hall responded.
You win some, you lose some, bro. You get what I'm saying? So he beat me fair and square. He did. And I did ask to run it back. That's what I'm always going to do. Run it back. Like, we can go. And turns out, bro beat me clearly 4 times fair and square. First time I slipped. Second time he clearly beat me. And I said, bro, run it back. And he ran it back. The third time it was a tie, everybody was saying. That's what everyone was saying. You get what I'm saying? The fact that he beat me the 4th time, I'll give it to him. Bro, won. I'm a challenge. I got where I'm at. I've taken many L's. A lot of them. Tons of L's. Tons of losses. And the losses has always gotten me to where I want to be. Legit. Because all I do is go back at it and I keep training. You know what I'm saying? In this case, it's a race. In this case, I'm not competing to be the world's fastest man. But I train, bro. So, I got caught in the sauce. You get what I'm saying? You win some, you lose some, bro. You get what I'm saying? So he beat me fair and square.
ISO speed showing that I could show some damn speed, and and the thing is, he raced a lot of people, and either he win or he been close to winning. But other than that, Ronnie, what's your take on this?
His name is High Show Speed. Don't call the man out if his name is Speed. They call him Speed for a reason. Now, I'm a big fan of Speed. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of the content creators go right now at this current moment. Him and Kai Cenat, especially because they're young streamers, but they got over 1 million subscribers. 1 million people tune in when they go live. And this one right here, even though it's an L for Ashton Hall, but it's also a W for him as well. Because even though he lost, this is still a win because he got some exposure. Man, 500,000 people watch and tune in. I tuned in to watch it, Joy. That's why I wanted us to cover it, because I saw like, wait a minute, he lost 4 times. And the surprising thing is, because people fail to realize, people think because you have a physique, it makes you more athletic, it makes you more fast, it makes you more stronger. That's not necessarily true. And High Show Speed proved that. He's bigger, he's very muscular, but High Show Speed is just like slim as me, and he was able to do what he did. Beat him headstrong 4 times. 4 times. So this was a good exposure for both of them. And Jordan Hakeem, this even made it to NFL Network. That's how, you know what I mean? That's how big it was. So shout out to them both. They keep racking up the number. Keep racking up, and shout out to him too for being honest. Because some people will lie, but he kept it 100. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Hey, I clearly watched that. But I do want to mention something why he beat him. Mr. Holloman is quite bigger than him. So,
yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? And High Show Speed is but $120. Obviously, he's going to have more momentum and speed than him and light on his feet. The other guy is buffs. He's carrying a lot of weight on him to run a 4.2 or a 4 flat or a 5. Like, it's impossible to beat somebody with less body mass fat on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And ISO Speed, he has track speed. He's very athletic, but when it comes to speed, he has track speeds, and he could be a track runner if he can, because he has some wheels on him. He does. And if you look at all track, people, men and women that do track, you rarely see somebody that's big, bulky like that. Usually they have a skinny, slim, athletic type of build when it comes to track speed. And ISO Speed does have that build, and he does have that speed. So I'm not surprised, that ISO Speed won, because he's a great athlete, and he does have track speed. So this won't be the last person he raced. So the one race I want to see is him race what's the even though he's out of America, what's the that Jamaican track?
Bolt.
Yes. You saying Bolt? That's what I want to see.
But the thing with Bolt, remember he's retired, so he might not even run the same. It's got to be somebody that's like right now, currently, current. And remember, he raised on Tyreek Hill and lost.
Yep.
He lost against Tyreek Hill, so it shows you that he can't beat everybody. But Ashton Hall got defeated. And they did it here. I came downtown, not in downtown Miami, but in Broward area. They did it in the Broward area, and secluded area. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to the 100 people watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Jordan, what's going on with the former MTV and also BET host? What happened with her there?
So Ananda, we talked about this last year that she has stage 4 cancer, and we found out today on her sister page that she has passed away from breast cancer at the age of 52. But yeah, like I said earlier, she found it late, and when you at stage 4, it's very likely that you could beat the cancer and just beat the cancer. But yeah, fortunately, she had passed away at 52, and prayers go out to her family and friends, and it's just sad to see because we used to watch her, back in the 90s and early 2000s when she was on MTV and on BET. So very sad.
Summit.
Yes. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
Yeah, breast cancer is very serious when it comes to the aspect of African Americans. Women is so very, very important for women to make sure you go and get checked out. But it's so sad to see her die in that very young age. She was very bright. She had a bright future ahead of her. But unfortunately, disease come and take you out of here. And it's so sad, man, because he was really, really good, especially as a host. I remember seeing her on MTV hosting and also BET hosting as well. And unfortunately, there's a shocker. That's why everybody's shocked by it, because everybody thought she was going to overcome it. But unfortunately, she didn't. But my condolences and prayers do go out to the family and also her friends that are affected by this. This is truly a tragic. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Yeah, man. She's interviewed a lot of great people over the years. If you over 40, you know who Ananda Lewis, and under 30, you should know who she is. Her name rang bells. She interviewed people from DMX to Korn. I remember watching her on Team Summit. Shout outs to Ronnie Morning Coffee RMC. She said, ladies, get your mammograms. Get your mammograms, schedule them. It's the same thing for men to go check your prostate. When you get of age, you have to check these things on a regular basis. You know what I mean? We're not super people. So this does hit home for me. She was a part of my childhood. And to see her not here, mind you, she was healthy, skinny, slim, worked out. You know what I mean? She gave her life to us every day on them shows. So I want to send prayers to her and her family.
Yeah, it just tells you, breast cancer ain't no joke. It's not no joke. I remember my grandmother, she had breast cancer 7 years ago. She caught it really, really early, and then took care of it. And now she's breast cancer free. Yeah, it's just very, very sad hearing her die at this young of an age. It's heartbreaking because I'm with you, Ronnie. Hakeem. I remember watching her back in the day as well. I'm young at the time, young, beautiful lady who was really good at interviewing people, and right now, now I see her pass away at a young age. It's heartbreaking. It is. And my prayers go out to her family, because, and also make sure women, make sure you do your mammograms, because even though you can be healthy, skinny, eat good, be vegan, all whatever, cancer can wait on. Cancer can be on anybody, man or woman, prostate, colon, breast, whatever. It's just important to, men and women to get checked up, because, cancer is a deadly disease that can really take your life out.
That's facts, Jordan. That's facts. But especially black women, make sure you get that thing done. Get it done. Get it done. Moving along. Jordan, what's going on with Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, so we thought it was done in New York, but I guess not. Harvey Weinstein is convicted of one charge in a sex crime retrial in New York City. So he is going back to New York and trying to fight this one charge.
Charged with rape.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
Man, Harvey Weinstein, man.
And sexual assault after his 2020 conviction was overturned because of judicial errors. The 73-year-old's new trial kicked off in April. He had been charged with 1 count of rape in the 3rd degree and 2 counts of first-degree criminal sexual act. After 6 days of deliberation, the jury told the judge they found Weinstein guilty of sex assault, that's against Mimi Haley, not guilty of sex assault in the case of Kaja Sokola, and they could not reach a verdict on the 3rd charge of 3rd-degree rape in the case of Jessica Mann. The jury is made up of 7 women and 5 men. They are still technically under deliberation rules, but the jury has been dismissed for the day. The judge says they all need time to cool off, and they will resume tomorrow. Charged with rape and sex.
Not commit these crimes. I swear that before God and the people watching now and on my family. The people who support me are scared to talk. They are frightened to death that they're going to be canceled.
What I always found to be...
Well, I tell you, boy.
Yep. So we consider him in New York. It ain't over yet. It's not over. So go ahead. After this, you're hearing this new Ronnie man. What's your take on it?
Oh, he's going to continue to fight for his innocence. Harvey Weinstein's not giving up. He's going to make the public know that he did not commit these crimes. But Harvey Weinstein, I just laugh about Harvey Weinstein because it seems like every time they get him a conviction, he go and try to fight again, and then he wins. That's the crazy thing. So I think he's going to go there in New York, and he's going to win again, even though he was found guilty. But he's gonna retry it again. Trust me, Harvey Weinstein not giving up. He don't want to see no lying day in prison. He's making that be known. But a lot of people are speculating that he did allegedly commit those crimes, rather though he's innocent or not. Go ahead, Akeem.
I'm wondering how he's able to wear a suit in prison. The man got a full suit. But
it's not R. Kelly. He's a rich producer. You understand how rich he is? He's a legend. You understand?
I think he's getting railroaded. Since they locked him up, the movies had gone trash. We need him back out here working. I don't know what to say, man, because like he's fighting. So it's let's see how this ends.
Yeah, I'm with you, like King. He's just fighting and everything. I think he's gonna be fighting. I don't know when he's gonna get out. When he's gonna get out? He been in jail for how long? What?
For a very long time. He been in jail for a long time.
Yeah, so I like I say, he still got a case up in LA and everything. So yeah, for me, I have really nothing to say. It's just, I just want to see him if he gets convicted. If we fight his case in LA, if he's gonna get convicted or not, because it's just been a long time he's been fighting this and everything, and I just want to see if he's going to get convicted, if he's guilty or not. That's what I want to see. So
yeah, remember, it's Harvey Weinstein, man. That man is he's a legend. He's not trying to be like Bill Cosby, Hakeem and Jordan. He's not trying to be like Bill Cosby. Last topic on today's show, Jordan. What's going on with this black mother? It seems like she's into some serious trouble there.
Yeah, so there was an Amber Alert for a missing 3-year-old in Maryland and girl, and then it got canceled, and then it turned into a homicide investigation after her mother lied about her being abducted by a white man at gunpoint. So a body has been found, but it has not been identified, and it's likely that they think the mother has something to do of taking out her 3-year-old daughter. Go ahead, I can't play the clip. After that, we'll chop it up.
For o'clock, an investigation triggered by a reported child abduction has taken a number of dramatic turns today. Delaware State Police said the initial report that triggered an Amber Alert last night turned out to be false. Now, the Maryland State Police Homicide Unit is investigating searching a creek at a park in Cecil County earlier today. It is Wednesday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Christy Leto. The big story on Action News is the search for answers surrounding the disappearance of 3-year-old Nola Dinkins. Today that we have learned that her mother is cooperating with investigators. However, authorities still do not know where that little girl is.
Yeah, Action News' Walter Perez has been talking to investigators in Delaware and Maryland. He's live now in Northeast Maryland with the latest from police today. As we said, so many twists and turns today. Walter.
Brian and Christy, and that mom, Darian Randall, is being arraigned this afternoon in Newcastle County for allegedly filing a false police report. But even now, what we don't know is much more relevant than what we do know, namely what happened to 3-year-old Nola Dinkins. What started as a report of 3-year-old Nola Dinkins being abducted at gunpoint last night in Newark evolved into this stunning announcement earlier today by Newcastle County Police.
As a result of that investigation, detectives determined that the initial account of the investigation of the incident given by the mother was false. The Amber Alert is now canceled and there is no danger to the public.
This afternoon, a woman is being arraigned in Newcastle County for allegedly filing a false police report. But the questions that linger are, what happened to Nola and where is she at this hour? That part of the investigation takes us to Northern Maryland, where the Maryland State Police Department has taken the lead in this case.
Maryland State Police believe that this 3-year-old could be in Maryland simply because she resided here in Cecil County with her mother. At this point, our homicide unit is investigating this case. We can't confirm that it's a homicide because literally we're still looking for the missing 3-year-old.
Authorities were seen searching through the popular Perryville Community Park, but this investigation, we're told, is not limited to this one area.
Police are searching area parks, they're searching neighborhoods, they're looking for anybody with information about her whereabouts to please contact us at the Northeast Barrack.
And so once again, Nola Dinkins' whereabouts is unknown at this hour. Anyone with further information is asked to contact Maryland State Police. Reporting live from Maryland State Police, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you guys.
Yeah, hopefully we get some of these questions answered.
Yeah, so right now, they're looking at the mother. She wasn't involved, and if she isn't involved, she definitely gonna be charged with first degree murder, if she was involved. So right now, yeah, they're doing an investigation, and right now, they've not been lost the suspect. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this topic?
I know some people gonna blame the woman in this. No, I blame the men. Men continue to have. Don't hear me out, Hakeem. This is why men continue to have babies by these women that ain't no good. You get what I'm saying? We do stories after stories after stories after stories after stories. Some of these women are not capable of being mothers at all. They're not. And the man that does have children by some of these women, they end up leaving these women, abandoning them, and now the kids are harmed. You get my Jeff? This have to stop. This have to stop. And I'm glad that we are able to bring this sense of awareness, especially on this channel here, especially on Character Radio, because I think this is not talked about enough. Some people are not made to be parents. Period. I don't care what nobody say. But go ahead, Hakeem. I know you got some pushback for me. Go right ahead.
I do. Just as well as a man, we want to blame her. She controls the fact that she wants, but the point of the fact is, this is a child. When I read this, I was completely shaken by it. I look at Jordan's daughter, and I got a little niece that's 2 years old. There's adoption. There's always somebody that's willing to love them. If whatever happened, if you're going through depression, postpartum, whatever, like, call somebody for real, though, man. A lot of us want kids. I want children. We all do. But, like, and you having them and this happened like that, might not be able to sleep at night.
But let's keep it real. When it comes to the aspect of adoption was newborn. They barely go for the people. Some of them are already at the age of 5, 6, and 7.
No. There's people out there who can love her. Some people who can't have children, and a lot of people who would agree. Like, we need to protect the babies. These are our future. We are literally wiping our future out because of stress, depression, and you might be mad at the baby daddy. So to prove something, you wipe his legacy out. Got nothing to do with him. The baby need to be straight.
And I hear that, but if you ever notice in the news report, they never mention the father.
No, never mention the father. You know what I'm saying? So
I blame the man. Never mention the father.
No, you can't.
To be honest, Hakeem, I just seen this news report. If I was a father, I'm gonna get so sporadic. I'm gonna try to get involved and say, what the heck is going on here? quiet. Go ahead.
Hey,
Not you.
no,
I came out of the train like he's quiet.
It hurts to see. It just hurts to see that.
Yeah, the thing is, it's always a thing when it comes to what situations like this with a baby mother, where there's a mother, multiple kids, or one kid, and there's never the father involved, anything like that. Because remember, we talked about this before with the Detroit mother, who left her kids in the casino, and then the mother in Pontiac, Kelly, where she left her kids in the house for years and years, and it's all messy, just gave them food and everything. So it points to that. But when it comes to this case right there, we don't have all the information. Like if she, like I say, still do the investigation, but it's more likely that she definitely did something to her child. And I'm with you, Akeem. There's other things you can do. You could reach out, try as hard as you can to reach out and everything because I know raising a child could be hard. I don't know how single mothers do it by raising be single mothers and everything. Because raising a child could be a lot. But I just can't imagine just doing having my daughter out there just missing and just doing something, man. It's just I don't see how these people can think like that. I really don't. It's just very sad and hardening. And especially our community, we definitely got to do better when it comes to it. Actually, we are doing better, but we just got to keep taking the next step of doing more better, of taking care of our kids, because we can't have stuff like this. Kids been missing because there's a lot of black kids, when it comes to black kids, teens, they be missing. But the thing is, it's never our first priority to look at. But when it comes to situations like this, if somebody, it's like I said, if the mother has something to do with it and everything, it's really like the mother up. So yeah, man, this is as a parent, nobody want to hear this as a parent. If a kid is missing and a kid is deletion, because you look at your child and you want to protect your child so much that they don't have to be in situations like that. And for some parents, they get nightmares of stuff like this when they see stuff like this, and I can't fathom. But yeah, man, I just pray for that little girl. It's just sad that she had to be in a situation like that.
But Jordan, unfortunately, we live in a world that they don't care.
No,
There's children going missing every single day, especially black children go missing every single day, and they've never been found. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. All 110 of you guys watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to Mr. Muhammad. Blessed be upon you, was also in the building. Jonah heard him. Blessed be upon you, was also in the building. Stephanie Walken, the lovely Bobby Brown, the lovely Sherry Brown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to all you new subscribers too as well. That was also in the building. Thank you guys so much for participating to the show, leaving comments, especially you, Sharon. Thank you so much for being here. We really do greatly appreciate it. And also you, Ronnie, too. Ronnie Morning Coffee. That's a good name. But also in the building. Thank you so much for being here. And also Richard, thank you guys so much. And I that shout out to you guys also watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Rumble, X, Bingo Live. And man, thank you guys so much, so very much. And also, we also working on getting other platforms as well. We are doing that as well. We trying to expand the show. We trying to reach bigger and better people. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way. We got to get these news out there, man. People need to hear this, man. The only way for us to make a difference, it starts now. Actually, what are you doing?
My bad. I just wanted to prove that the Chaos Culture Radio don't spill.
I wish I had the Dar and the Marco. I don't. The soundbite.
We don't spill, baby. We do not.
Now that it's also very important that you go to KL Culture Radio description. In the description where you can find the KL Culture Radio store, where we got the KL Culture Radio t-shirt, the hat, the coffee mug, the coffee mug, you name it. It's all in the KL Culture Radio store. It's in the description. Also, it's on top of the chat as well. So guys, it's also very important to go to KL Culture Radio community tab. In the community tab where you'll find President Hakeem new book, Raising Kings, where he talk about raising young youth, especially in this time and this generation. So go ahead, guys. Check out that book from this young black author. There you go. There you have it. It's in the community tab. And also Black Love is in the community tab as well. And also Broadway's Fat Album. It is out now. It's in the community tab. So go ahead. Click the QR code. It's going to lead you guys right over to the album. Like always, guys, we so greatly and appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. You know, all the love, all the subscribers, everything, man. Y'all making KL Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. You heard me? Shout out to Mr. Dollar is also in the building as well. At the end of the day, we only got one love, man. One love and one life, man. We got to learn how to love each other. That's the only way the world will change. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. We over and out.